Jacks won by 5 at home back on February 7th, but HBU led for twice as long as SFA in that game, and SFA had to pull away for the win in Houston just a couple of weeks ago. Our State Farm starting lineups, we discussed Aaron McGarrigan in the open. Anna Strickland, the junior from the Woodlands, Texas, 16 points, 20 rebounds in the win over McNeese State 2 days ago. And for SFA, not just Portia Roberts to make a contribution. Taylor Ross, the sophomore from Pflugerville, Texas, second team all-conference. Tierney Henderson, senior from Austin, Texas, third team all-conference, and part of the conference's all-defensive team.
David Usley champions.
Cheney Mensch, Jules Galley, and Travis Jones are officiating crew. The semifinals of the Southland Conference Women's Basketball Tournament underway with HBU having the ball first.
When you look at it, you talk to Brandon Snyder. Neal is the player that really worries him. She can play a little bit inside. She can post up. They don't have a matchup for her.
Story number 3 with the basketball, Katie Sivola. One of the many international players on this team. Sivola from Finland, McGarrigan from Scotland. Off the mark inside, Rachel Arthur. Here come the Lady Jacks.
I think it's crucial for Stephen F. to start this game with a really, really strong start because if they let Houston Baptist have a shot, as you see the little Ross kid go to the basket, and I'll continue the thought. Stephen F. cannot let Houston Baptist get their confidence up early.
Third game in 3 days for HBU. This is the first game of Merrill Madness for SFA. Top seed getting the double bye to this round. Neal missing on the reverse. SFA basketball.
Houston Baptist has had 2 nice looks at the basket, but they can't make it. You got to be able to finish those plays. In the first 2 games, they were finishing those plays. Today, they did not.
Donna Finney's Huskies on a 3-game winning streak, their longest of the season. Henderson. Rebound into the hands of Strickland.
Houston Baptist does a nice job of blocking out bigger teams. They lost a big post player, but they've out-rebounded the last 2 opponents here at the tournament.
Strickland off the mark. HBU 0 of 3 from the floor.
If you're HBU, though, and you're 0 for 3, you like the looks you got. You just missed all 3 of them. But against the championship caliber team of Brandon Snyder, you got to be able to finish those plays.
Hard to believe the last time SFA advanced to the NCAA tournament, 2006. This tournament years ago used to be known as the Lady Jack Invitational. Lady Jacks joined the conference in the 1987-88 season, won their first 9 Southland Conference tournament crowns and 14 of their first 15. Brittany Matthew puts the Lady Jacks up 4.
You better get back on HBU. I watched their first 2 games. You can score a basket. They're going to score a basket on the other end.
Rachel Arthur, the first 2 points for the Huskies. Aletta Powell off the mark and McGarrigan the board.
That's not a great look at the basket. But you see, 1 and done for Stephen F. because of the job that Houston Baptist is doing.
HBU out-rebounds opponents by almost 6 a game, to your point.
You know, and the first 2 wins of this tournament, talking to Coach Donna Finney, they were just outstanding. Talking to Coach Brandon Snyder, he says that concerns him more than anything, keeping them off of the offensive board.
Powell the tip, but into the hands of Arthur. 15 to shoot for HBU.
Zavala does such a nice job of handling the ball, getting their teams in their offense, getting the right people the shot.
Arthur finds McGarrigan, and we're tied up.
See, that's what McGarrigan does. He's just Johnny on the spot. You need her inside, she's inside. You need her outside, she's outside.
McGarrigan double figures in her last 5 games, averaging 16 points a contest in that stretch. Portia Roberts gets a touch. And on the board for SFA.
See, that's where I think Stephen F. has to go. Even though she got double teamed, they got a player in front, a player in back. She can score on 2 people. You got to get her the ball.
1,860 career points for Roberts. 12 rebounds today, and she'll hit 1,000 for her career. It's SFA basketball.
Yes, and see, that's a useless turnover. That's an unforced turnover. Donna Finney does not like that. You got to get a better look every time you're going to play. And you're the underdogs, and they are. You got to get good looks at the basket.
Winner of this game will take on the winner of our second semifinal matchup. Another team playing their 3rd game in 3 days, the defending tournament champs Northwestern State against Lamar. Ross off the mark, and the rebound to Neal.
Neal is just a rebounding machine. When I came in here the first 2 games, I just looked up and I said, who in the world is 25 doing all that rebound?
Arthur short, Henderson the board.
I think the first 4 minutes favors Houston Baptist. They're only down 2 early.
Powell challenges McGarrigan, and McGarrigan gets the block. And off Powell, out of bounds, HBU ball.
See, right now, Houston Baptist, as you watch this replay, McGarrigan goes up, blocks the shot, goes out of bounds, falls on Powell, and it's Houston Baptist. Right now, nobody is out hustling Houston Baptist. They're playing with great effort. All the 50-50 balls are going for Donna Finney right now.
HBU averages 5 blocks a game. That is easily the best in the Southland Conference. Arthur ties things up in a foul. Don't tell these Huskies it's their 3rd game in 3 days.
What were you going to have in this game? They have a lot left, it looks like to me. That's Arthur's 5th point, isn't it?
5 for Arthur and the first lead for the Huskies. No substitutions out of the timeout for SFA, except for Brittany Branch, the sophomore from Webster, Texas, who's in the game for Ross.
What a rebound. I said it on the last possession. Neal is getting, that's a Charles Barkley rebound in my mind.
Strickland finds Neal down low for a moment, and then no tie-up. HBU gets the basketball. They'll call a 3-second violation on the Huskies.
I thought there might have been a 10-second violation. Neal had it, ball fake, shot fake. Nobody shot the ball. Somebody's got to put it up there.
SFA outscoring opponents by 8 a game, and the margin even wider in conference play. 10 an outing as SFA went 16-2 in the Southland. Roberts to the rim.
Yeah, I think Stephen F's got to do more of that. Post her up, move the ball around long enough till you get it. They're doing a great job of dribble driving, but she's got to touch it.
McGarrigan gets tied up. It'll be SFA basketball.
But I still think that was a nice possession. She tried to dribble drive to the basket. They did a nice job. There might have been a foul there. She thought she was going to draw 2 free throws. Pretty close.
Robertson, there's Alexander there to force the tie up. Branch forced it and out of bounds.
You know what that shot is right there? Take me out, coach. I don't want it. You got to take a better shot than that. You got to have a better look. Turn around, you draw. You don't even hit the iron.
And there was 15 to shoot. SFA trying to get settled in here. Their first game at Merrill Madness. HBU's 3rd. Strickland short. Roberts chases the board down.
Roberts did a nice job of defending McGarrigan then by not fouling her, making her take a tough shot.
Roberts just under 9.5 rebounds a game, leading the Southland. Henderson. That's her shot, her 58th 3 of the season, and her first today.
She might be the best pure shooter in this conference. I've seen her against Corpus Christi. She just does such a great job.
Arthur wanted a foul on contact, didn't get one, and here come the Lady Jacks again and Matthew. Roberts, 7-0 SFA run.
Yeah, I think Roberts will play on the next level because she can run the floor. She's an athlete. If you're HBU now, you got to get a quality shot. You don't want this game to get away from you early.
Taylor Jefferson looking for help, and McGarrigan tracks it down, but call for the walk. After HBU took their 1-point lead, all Lady Jacks since. And it's Brittany Matthew leading the break.
Nice job into Roberts.
Matthew, 4 assists a game. 5th in the Southland, but 2nd on this SFA team. Taylor Ross averages 4.5 a contest. This club very good at distributing the basketball. Ross got it blocked. Taken away by Arthur. Blocking foul called, and Arthur will go to the line. But do you feel HBU's trying to rush things a bit?
No doubt in my mind, David, they are rushing it. They're doing a great job of getting to where the basket is, but once they get there, it's kind of a Hail Mary shot. Put it up. You need to take your time as you see this great block. And I'm telling you right now, defensively, Houston Baptist has really impressed me in the last 3 games. What they've got to do a better job is once they get into the rack, you've got to finish those plays. Slow down a little bit. Take better shots. Maybe kick it to a teammate.
Arthur averaging 10 a game in Katy. And now 6 in the early going for the junior from Humble, Texas. No turnovers yet for SFA, 5 for HBU.
Stephen F. does a nice job of handling the ball. They don't force many shots. They see them reverse the ball, take quality looks. They go from one side of the floor to the other.
Alexander off the mark. Powell picks up the board. Adrian Lewis the follow.
Nice offensive rebounding. You talked to Coach Snyder before the game. He was concerned with HBU's offensive rebounding. Right now, Stephen F's offensive rebounding. Lewis does a nice job of going to the weak side. You see the shot being put up, and then they go to the weak side. You step in, you get it, you put it, and then here comes Lewis on the other side. It makes the free throw. What a bonus.
Yeah, foul as well called on McGarrigan, and the Lady Jacks doubling up HBU. A 10-1 run.
Yes, and part of it is because Stephen F. is now coming out, pressuring the ball farther out, denying everything.
Good feed inside. McGarrigan gets the roll.
What a nice pass, then, from Jefferson. Jefferson to McGarrigan. When you pressure, that cut people. Go to the basket.
Marsha Roberts is on the bench for SFA. Powell from the paint. Foul called on McGarrigan as Lewis was there in position for another offensive board.
It's blocking out. I thought that was a good call, but I also thought that's what McGarrigan has to do. Lewis is bigger. You're going to have to find some way to keep her off.
McGarrigan's second foul. Alexander got the roll this time.
You know, Alexander does a nice job. At one time this year, she was starting for Stephen F. Now she's not starting, but I like her instant offense off of the bench for this team.
SFA team averaging just under 70 points a game. Offensive foul call. They'll get Arthur for the hook. Her first, HBU's third. A 12-3 run for Brandon Schneider's Lady Jacks in the top seed, up 8. Stephen F. Austin, 4 of 11, 6 Husky turnovers, plugging the 8th seed.
That's the difference right now, the 6 turnovers for HBU. But Stephen F. is getting quality looks, as you see. Drive to the basket by Alexander, and then Roberts finishes it up. You've got to find somebody that's going to put a body on Roberts. She's too good at offensive rebounding.
8 already for the Southland Conference Player of the Year. And she's out high guarding Taylor Jefferson. 4.5 minutes since HBU's last field goal. Charging call on Neal.
Yeah, I think in HBU, we talked about it in the last possession, did a nice job of running everything. Then they get the ball to Neal, and then she goes in and goes. You got to be under control. You just can't force it. People are going to draw charges. You've got to be able to stop and pop.
We've seen HBU kick in that second gear the first 2 days of this tournament, rallying to defeat McNeese State and Corpus Christi. You can only imagine how much tougher it'll be, though, in their third game in 3 days, and they're down 10 early.
Yes, and this is the start HBU did not want, because right now, Stephen F. is really reversing the ball good, getting great looks as we see Neal foul Roberts down on the post up.
Second on Neal, 5th on HBU.
And I think this, you got to watch this. Roberts, you got to watch a little out of bounds play where she goes inside, but see the foul, they're pushing off. You cannot push a kid like that. You got to give them the opportunity to score.
Ross gets right by Cibola, and it's a 12-point SFA lead.
I'm going to tell you, the Ross is the reason they're so good. You got a quarterback, you got maybe a running back in Roberts so good, but the quarterback on this team is doing it all.
This SFA team in 5th year right now, looking awfully good. Tough pass for Neal. Roberts, that's the 8th HBU turnover.
Right now, Stephen F's defense. They're doing a nice job of playing within themselves. Great help side.
Matthew. This one-sided early. Donna Finney has seen enough. HBU calls timeout. High fives from Brandon Schneider and staff. The top seed Lady Jacks looking the part right now. An 8-0 run and an 18-3
to get to John. But right now, when you're down 14, you got to find some way to be patient. I would try to find a way to get the ball into McGarrigan some way.
Strickland off the mark with the left hand. Henderson the board.
Roberts does such a nice job for a post player for sprinting up and down. Ross finishes it. Everybody went to Roberts. Ross said, I'll take it, Morris.
Coast to coast for the sophomore who has 6. Again, a rush shot. But cleaning it up, Ashley Wankuma, and she'll go to the line.
Offensive rebounds, that's what Coach Brendan Snyder said that it would bother him because he's always talking about how small his power forward is, and that's Henderson, but she plays big. It's not how big you are, it's how big you play.
Second foul on Henderson.
It's a crucial part of the game, though, if you're Houston Baptist. You're down 15 right now. You could have the possibility of 14. You cannot let this stretch to 20 because when a game goes to 20, David, players now begin to question whether we can actually win the game.
Lead down to 14 after Wanguma makes them both. SFA on a pace to hit 100. Great catch by Roberts, already in double figures.
Roberts can catch any pass. You just throw it in the neighborhood. She has great body position. She catches it, and then she finishes it.
The block inside. Out of bounds to SFA.
Not only did Roberts score on one end, she blocked it on the other end. This is why I think Roberts will play. You watch this. What a great step. Blocked it without fouling. Blocking without fouling is just so big to me. She's just doing it all. Right now, she's showing you why she's player of the year in this league.
And the defensive player of the year. 63 blocks on the season coming in. Contact will lead to the whistle. On Wanguma, her first.
The coach appreciates you, but when you talk about just a player that doesn't get quite as much publicity as Ross. She's left-handed, she's quick, she penetrates, she's able to shoot. And when you can do that, when you got a point guard that can do all of that, then she shoots 67% from the free throw line.
16 fouls on HBU. SFA with 28 points in 11 minutes. Their season high for points scored 90 against Division II Texas A&M Kingsville on December the 2nd. Highest point total in a Southland game came in the regular season finale against Sam Houston State. 79-65 the victory. 0-2 for Ross. Wanguma got it taken away. Matthew with the quick hands.
What a great steal by Matthews at that time. I was a little concerned Stephen F. hadn't played. How much emotions would they play for? Unbelievable. They've come in here ready to play.
SFA runners-up last season, upset by Northwestern State in the championship game. Alexander, her second field goal.
Alexander's instant offense when she comes into the game.
7 turnovers and 4 missed shots since HBU's last field goal at the 15:58 mark until there with Jefferson breaking the 7.5-minute drought from the floor for HBU.
Stephen F. is just so patient on offense. They move it, they go coast to coast, side to side.
Matthew called for the travel. Mentioned again, SFA runners-up last season. The runners-up trophy is prominently displayed in the SFA athletic offices, and that was a decision by the Lady Jacks seniors to remind them of just falling short last year. They have used last year's disappointment as motivation for Merrill Madness in 2015.
Yes, and right now, they look like a team on a mission.
Cibola might have gotten away with a push. Now she fires from 3.
Cibola does a nice job of setting up. She's trying to inspire her team. 3-point baskets does a nice job of inspiring everybody.
Deficit down to 13. Matthew inside to Lewis. Here comes Arthur. Civola open again. Deficit to 10. Heidi Civola, the sophomore from Helsinki, Finland, and HBU's right back in it.
You can't allow Civola to shoot the ball like that. That's 2 wide open threes, uncontested. You can't leave shooters uncontested.
8-0 Husky run.
Pass through the hands of Powell. All of a sudden, the momentum to the Cinderella and Katie, the 8th seed HBU Huskies, not going away. Katie
Might be in trouble, but there's no quit in this team. After 2 great 3 balls, they come back, they held the ball, they have a shot to get it in less than double digits. This is the team that's fought in this tournament all the way.
An 8-0 HBU run, and they have the basketball. SFA plays zone.
Yes, and that's the switch. When you want to slow an opponent down, you change defenses.
Strickland, 1 to shoot. Civola doesn't see it. Shot clock violation.
I thought that you've got to be aware at any time. You've got to know where the shot clock is. Somebody's got to be hollering that out so you can take a position. There's never any excuse for not getting a shot with a shot clock violation.
HBU took a 7-6 lead, and SFA stormed ahead by 18 with a 24-5 run.
Powell unable to finish. And a foul on Alexander. Still an 8-0 HBU run. They'll get the ball back.
See, when you lose the ball, go back and get out on the other end. There's no reason to foul in the backcourt, 94 feet from the basket. You're Alexander, just get back. The odds of you stealing that ball are very, very, very slim. Now you'll see a little switching defense. They're playing a little 2-3 zone. Once you've been playing man, you switch defenses. It has a tendency to slow the other team down.
Strickland drops in the corner. Arthur high over Roberts gets the roll. 8 for Arthur. 10-0 Husky run.
And you'll see it. Now you cut it down to 8. It's anybody's game with an 8-point lead or behind 8 points in the first half.
Wanguma pushes Roberts. It'll be a 1-on-1.
So that's not a very good foul. Wanguma fouls, but there was no action towards the basket. Roberts was trying to post up. Now you're going to put a kid on the free throw line shooting 75% for the year. That's just giving points away. You got to be able to defend without fouling.
3rd foul on Wanguma.
When I see Stephen F. men's play, they just do a great job. Red Underwood team does a great job of playing defense without taking a lot of unnecessary fouls. You talk about unforced turnovers, David. You don't want to have an unforced foul.
Roberts now with a dozen. 1,870 points in her career.
She gets 12 rebounds today. She'll hit 1,000 for her career.
Little half-court trap. They're trying to change it up because of the things that HBU have done offensively.
Jefferson, excellent from 3 in this tournament. Gets her first of the afternoon.
You see the confidence. I just see it. HBU went through about a 4-minute lull. Their confidence, their enthusiasm, their mojo's what I call it was down. The mojo's going right now.
Jefferson now 6 of 9 from beyond the arc and Katie. Strickland got the tip. And saves the basketball. Here come the Huskies again.
No whistle on the contact. Civola up top. Roberts comes from around Wanguma for the steal.
To the rim, Ross!
I tell you right now, the young lady's really impressing me on the floor. Is wearing a number 2 on her back. Ross has done some great things. She's been able to make the plays. You'll see the steal right here. You see Ross get it, go coast to coast. The presence to step up with defensive pressure and make the shot. Now draw a free throw.
Jefferson picks up her first foul. Ross averaging 17.5 a game against HBU in the regular season. Now with 9. Second team all conference as just a sophomore.
Now you'll see this little half-court pressure, change defensive back. HBU scored on the last 4 possessions. They went to a zone. Now they're back in man.
Foul on on the shot. Jefferson will go to the line. Now they'll say the foul's on the floor. 15th foul on SFA.
So that's what I'm telling you. Good defense. You're not in the bonus. You got 4:22 to go in the game. HBU's not. That's why you play good defense. Robert scores 2 free throws on the other end.
That is the third foul, however, on Henderson, the third-team all-conference player, averaging 10 a game. Will have to come out.
That's also proves why you can't leave your feet. You got to stay down. Henderson went for the ball fake, got up, fouled the shooter. I've said it often. If you're one of the primary players on your team, you don't want your third foul in the first half.
Huskies down at 1 point by 18. Arthur will go to the line.
You can just see the confidence in HBU's return. They came out here with a little swagger today early. They lost it, and then they got it back. Now they're making plays. They're just trying to get to halftime. David, with anything less than 10, you're as a coach, you're constantly striving to get to halftime with 9 or below.
Obviously, adrenaline plays so much of a factor when you're HBU playing your third game in 3 days.
See what happens when you're behind, you begin fatigue sets in, your legs are a little weary. When you go to making plays and you're rushing back, you're 18 years old. You're saying, I could play 2 games a day for 2 weeks.
Arthur in double figures.
But every time you watch HBU, they're playing with great confidence, making plays. Their defense is really good at this time.
Matthew open. Roberts used her length to get to the ball, not once but twice. And SFA has a new shot clock. Not an over and back. As Jules Gallion says, the ball was tipped as well by HBU.
See, I'm going to ask you this question, though. It doesn't matter now that HBU's had it out. HBU never had possession. I wonder why that's not a backcourt. I guess it's off of the shot, though.
It was Roberts' first miss, and then she gets the steal.
That's trying to force it. So many of their turnovers are occurred in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. That means you're in too big a hurry when that happens.
Ross spins. Another board for Roberts. 14 for the Southland Conference Player of the Year, who came in 8th in the nation in offensive rebounds per game. Key offensive board there for the Lady Jets.
Looks like to me Roberts is the senior said enough is enough. I'm not going home. I'm going to play tomorrow, and I'm going to be on TV on the Monday night selection. This HBU team is just hanging in, aren't they, man?
It's been a different player every game for HBU. Arthur is the star today with 12. McGarrigan yesterday with 16. Anna Strickland in the first round, 16 points, 20 rebounds. SFA calls an 8 of SFA.
HBU's got it back in by hustling on defense, 3 for 3 in this span for 9 points from the three-point line.
HBU 10 of 18 from the floor, but SFA has 14 more field goal attempts. Now 15 as Alexander drains the jumper from the paint to give her 6.
Alexander does a nice job of getting a little ball screen, penetrating into the lane, pulls up and can make the shot.
Arthur again to the rim, challenging Roberts. Short this time, but Strickland chases it down.
I think we talked about it. That's what got him in trouble in the first half, not taking quality shots.
Blocking foul on Ross.
I think right now for HBU, Strickland has got to step up. I think Strickland she has no points. She's 0 for 4. She has 2 rebounds, and she's too good a player. In the first 2 games, she made a difference. She's got to step up and make a difference in this game.
17 fouls, so a 1-on-1 for Taylor Jefferson. See her numbers. Her and Aaron McGarrigan, the best free throw shooters on this Husky team.
83%, I guess that is. That's pretty good. That's almost as well as I used to shoot.
6 for Jefferson. 14 a game her last 5, all in double figures. I thought you said you shoot over 90% from the line.
Yeah.
You and Calvin Murphy.
Calvin Murphy's a little better than me, but if you talk to him, he's a lot better than me.
You're not the first one to say that. 9-point SFA lead.
Okay.
Matthews pass off the hands of Lewis, and Strickland takes it. to cut it to 6. Taylor Jefferson.
Transition defense. You remember this statement, David. If you're going to be good defensively, you got to be good in transition defense. That's the 4th wide open 3. Stephen Elk's got to do a better job defending with a hand in the face to shooters.
18-point deficit down to 6. Alexander, another offensive board for Roberts. Lewis there. Another chance coming for SFA. Roberts again finishes it all. What an effort by the player of the year on the Southland.
Lewis, Roberts, little ping pong back and forth. Finally, Roberts makes it.
16 for Roberts. Jefferson throws it away. Here comes Ross in transition. Arthur got a piece of it. 4-on-1 for HBU. And they settle for the jumper, but it falls for Arthur.
Remember this, young players. You got 4-on-1. Don't try to dribble it up. Pass it up. A pass is faster than a dribble.
14 for Arthur. Deficit down again to 6. 8 versus 1 in the semifinals. Jefferson the tip. Down to 4.
What a steal, what an effort by the team in blue. HBU, I'm going to give it to you. 3 games, 3 days, you are doing it.
Jefferson had a tug in her shorts for a couple of seconds before getting set for his final possession. HBU winded, hanging around. Roberts. Lewis short on the shot. Donna Finney's 8th seed HBU Huskies not ready to throw away the glass slipper. Down 18 at one point.
What a story. And just down 4 to the top seed Lady Jacks Huskies have the ball first.
When they were about 5 and 10, I didn't think HBU would ever come here, but they've done a magnificent job hanging in, winning games, winning at the right game, and now they're in it.
3-game winning streak for HBU, their longest of the season. And Anna Strickland, the junior from the Woodlands, Texas, gets her first 2 points.
I thought Strickland had to step up per game for HBU to win. What a start for her. And she got the ball on the high post and was able to make a left-handed shot.
27-11 run by HBU, dating back to midway through the first half. And now they can tie or take the lead with a 3. Jefferson. Rebound into the hands of Ross.
You ought to have seen the look the ref got from Jefferson then, David. She thought she got fouled.
Henderson puts us a faded 5, her second 3.
See, I think Henderson hurt Stephen F. Not having her in the first half. She picked up her 3rd foul. She did not get to play but a little bit over 10 minutes. And now they need her to step up and make it. She's a senior. She's got to take over.
Jefferson over Roberts off the glass and in. 13 for the senior.
Listen, you get a team like HBU playing with their confidence right now. They think every shot they get's going in.
They're fearless, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. If they miss it, they can't understand it.
Matthew, second straight 3 for the Lady Jacks.
Yeah, Stephen F. needed that start. But right now, if you're going to win this game, Stephen F., you've got to step it up. You're giving up too many points against HBU. You have to go back and remember, Steenholt is not playing. That's the best player that HBU's had all year.
Neal will go to the line for 2. And to follow up your point, Shanice Steenholt averaging 18 points, 10 rebounds a game for the Huskies. Tore her ACL, the 5th game of the conference slate. HBU struggled without her initially. Now in the semifinals, some other job her teammates have done, including Neal, who'll go to the line.
And you just think about it. Here's a kid that had led them in rebounds. They averaged a double-double for HBU. They've come in now and are in the 3rd game and are down 6 without a player that's been able to score 17 a game and rebound the ball. You think about losing 10.3 and 17.8. And you're in the semifinals of your conference tournament?
HBU winning their first 2 games here in Katy by a total of 3 points, as the air ball means automatic possession to SFA. 2-point win over McNeese State on Thursday, 70-68. pulling out a grinder yesterday, 49-48 over A&M Corpus Christi.
So you got to remember this, David. If you win a beauty contest, they don't ask you if you're the most beautiful queens ever been out there. If you just won it.
What a block by Neal, swatting it away from Henderson. Jefferson for the corner. Jefferson down to 2 again.
And now the HBU faithful, they've come in here. They're not but about 25 minutes from this place right here to their campus.
A lot of noise behind us in the HBU section. Matthew finds Alexander. 8 for the freshman from Georgetown, Texas.
What a lift Alexander has given this basketball team. She's come in and played so well.
Strickland on Henderson, who has 3 fouls, and Strickland, her second field goal of the half.
A little left-handed hook. I can't tell you. HBU has come out on fire to start this second half. They have 10 points in 3 minutes.
Against an SFA team giving up under 60 a game in conference play. Rebound into the hands of Ross. She'll go to the line.
Bad foul right then by HBU, but you'll see this right now. You see this? What a block off of this shot right here. That's Neal. That's over big time. You see the break being run. You see penetration. Now you're going to see a little dish over here to Jefferson. What a shot. What a play. Arthur to Jefferson. They're the ones doing the job.
Ross misses the first free throw.
Remember this. When a team's coming from behind, the basket gets smaller. It's harder to make shots. It's harder to make free throws.
Ross out for Brittany Branch in the lead 3. When you're the top seed, you're expected to win this, especially over the 8th seed. How much does pressure play a part?
Pressure's a part of it right now. I'll tell you the difference. HBU's playing loosey-goosey, so to speak. They just playing, having fun. Stephen Elf's trying to play to keep them losing right now.
For the tie. First miss from beyond the arc for HBU, but Strickland there and will go to the line. Henderson picks up her 4th.
The foul on Henderson is bigger than the offensive rebound. That's because Henderson did not block out Strickland. I've seen Strickland play now 7 or 8 games this year. You better get a body on Strickland because she's so relentless on the offensive rebound.
An amazing story. They found a brain tumor that affected her vision before the season started. Removed it. She missed 7 weeks, but was able to get back for the season opener. Has played every game, 7 points, 8.5 rebounds a contest coming in, and 62 blocks.
Yeah, they'll never have trouble finding the brain tumor on me, David, because I don't have much of a brain. See, that ain't going to be a problem for me. But when you know your limitations, you don't have any problems. Just remember that, son.
How the heck did Coach the Houston Comets to 4 titles and the U.S. women's team to a gold medal?
I tell you how, I had great players. I did not mess up Cooper, Swoops, and Thompson. I left them alone. As you're going to see an offensive foul. If you've ever seen the tide change in such a hurry, it's changed here in the last 3 minutes and 37 seconds.
Roberts picks up her 2nd. The last HBU lead, 7-6. Their only lead of the game.
Pass too long for Strickland into the hands of Matthew.
When HBU gets in trouble, it's impatient, trying to make things happen too quick.
Matthew didn't see Strickland from behind. Here comes Jefferson, 2-on-2.
Charging call. The 8th seed HBU Huskies, Taylor Jefferson and company, trying to come up with all the energy they can.
To the playoffs in the fall, and Clint Cox first season as head coach in Nacogdoches. 5 SFA turnovers on the half, but they have 3 in the first 4+ minutes of half number 2.
And they've got to do a better job of just staying patient. Look for Roberts inside. It's not an equal opportunity when you get in trouble. You go to your best player.
Towel off the mark. Got her own rebound. Henderson on the bench. with 4 fouls. SFA's best shooter from beyond the arc.
I don't think any doubt that's been one of the differences in the game. Henderson is such a great shooter, but right now I think that means it might, and I think they've got to find a way to find Roberts, as you see, or steal by this scrappy hustling Houston Baptist.
For the lead, down 18, HBU, the 8th seed, up 1.
Transition defense. Nobody's picking up the shooter. Stephen F. right now leading in point pace 30-20, but Roberts hadn't touched the ball much to start this second half.
The 4-3 for Jefferson. She has 19. Brittany Branch answers her first points, her 51st 3 of the season.
I'm always amazed at kids that come in, have not made a shot now. Branch has not made a shot all day, steps up and just shoots a three-pointer. But you see the penetration here. And Jefferson, what great press. Just give me a shot. All she wants is the ball at this time. And I mean, that's 7 for 9 for 18 points. That's pretty good.
Jefferson has been red hot from beyond the arc in this whole tournament.
Yeah, I thought Stephen F. would go to this. The half-court trap changed their season. They got beat by Sam Houston State. They went to it the next game. They just pulled it out. You got to put out all stops. There's no saving anything.
And it leads to the steal and then the foul by McGarrigan.
See, I think now, Brenda Snyder, nice job, Coach. Your half-court trap, you ain't used it all game. You've been saving it. You don't need to save it to tomorrow because there may not be a tomorrow. You got to play today.
Third on McGarrigan, senior from Cumbernauld, Scotland, who had 16 yesterday in their big win over Corpus.
A little 2-2-1 half-court trap always causes problems if you haven't seen it lately.
Alexander off the mark. Portia Roberts still scoreless this half.
She ain't had any shots. You can't score without the ball. She needs to go out at next half. Time out and say, hey, fellas, ladies, I've had a pretty good percentage. I need to touch it.
Jefferson off the mark. Got her on rebound.
You got to block out guards. Ross, you and Branch have got to block out this little scrappy Jefferson. She's not but about 5'3". She's playing about 6'3" right now.
On the drive. Strickland the board. Looking for a fourth chance. Strickland gets it. Neal will go to the line.
I've seen a lot of scrappy little basketball teams, but this HBU team, as an announcer, you're not supposed to ever think about in your heart of heart that you're pulling for anybody. And I'm not pulling for them, don't misunderstand me. But you got to be so impressed with how hard they're playing right now. How hard they played to win one game by 1 point and one game by 2 points.
Second foul on Alexander. Neal, only a 55% free throw shooter.
Yes, and that always hurts you in tight games. You're down to 13 minutes, you're down 2, you got 2 free throws. You got to be able to knock them down.
1 of 2 for Neal. Deficit down to 1. Houston Baptist has led by 1 twice. SFA led 30-12 at one point. But the Lady Jack lead just 4 at the break.
When it was 30-12, I thought honestly that HBU was dead in the water. But their team didn't listen to this announcer. Great character.
Ross off balance. Fight for the ball. Husky basketball.
Yeah, I still think this. I don't care if they put 1 in front of Roberts, 1 in back of her. I think if you're Stephen F., you got to be able to get her the basketball, her being Roberts. I think she's shooting over 60%. She's got to touch the ball.
62%, second in the nation, but she comes out and Adrienne Lewis replaces her.
Well, half-court trap, you need a steal. Big Mo right now is on HBU. Stephen F. needs something to counter Big Mo.
Another offensive board. Ross, after 2 Husky misses.
In traffic. Finds Branch. 4-point Lady Jack lead.
That's what I'm talking about. Don't Ross did a nice job of not trying to make it happen on her own. Drove the defense swarmed to her, and then she kicked the Branks for a great three ball. That was a shot right there. It might have broken a little momentum by Houston Baptist.
And extending this 2-1-2 trap, the Lady Jacks. 15 to shoot. Jefferson again. Her 10th three of the tournament.
See, when you're feeling it like Jefferson, she was from downtown Houston. We're out in Katy right now, and she shot it. When you feel it, there's no distance too great for you to travel.
22 for Taylor Jefferson. Jefferson the steal. She wants another. Incredible.
She dribbled the ball the length of the court, shot it, looked up at the HBU student body and said, how do you like that?
The 8th seed had to win their regular season finale just to get here. This is their 3rd game in 3 days, and they lead the At-White Conference champs by 2. Branch got her own rebound. Ties it up.
I don't think you can hold Roberts out too much longer. I think you got to put her back in and say you're not coming out. You rest tonight after the game.
There is a media timeout coming at the next whistle. Beautiful feed. Jefferson to McGarrigan. HBU back up.
McGarrigan, Jefferson. What a combo.
How much energy can HBU have left? We still have 10:31 to go. Ross. McGarrigan on the run. Charging call. Ross there to draw it on Arthur. Back and forth action. Both teams. High octane offense. Taylor.
Donna Finney from HBU. What a job the lady is doing and has done.
Southland opponents in the regular season shot 37% against SFA. HBU today, 58%, 21 of 36.
That's also because of the adrenaline, because the old Mo is just done jumped up after being down 18. Once they cut it to 10, I told you, when a team gets it under 10, look out.
Portia Roberts on the floor for SFA, and Adrienne Lewis remains on the floor for the Lady Jacks. They leave Branch open for the lead. Her 3rd three in the half.
HBU switched, left the best three-point shooter. Right now, they both warmed up. HBU's 8 for 9, and Stephen F. looks like to me is about 5 for 9.
11 for Branch. Our 6th lead change. Neal in traffic off the glass and good.
See, when you're feeling good about yourself, every shot, that shot doesn't go in 2 weeks ago in the regular season. Now you're in the conference tournament. This is all you've been thinking about all year.
HBU, their 3rd game in 3 days, the 8th seed. Finally, SFA finds Roberts, and she gets her first 2 of the half.
But that's patience. That's what Stephen F's going to have to do. I don't care how many 3 balls they make. If they're going to advance in any tournament, it's going to have to be behind Roberts. You got to give her a shot, and then if she doesn't have one, then you shoot a 3 ball.
Arthur down low, another lead change. HBU up 1.
Houston Baptist is doing a nice job. It doesn't matter whether Stephen F switches defenses. They've just been adjusting to both defenses.
Branch again. Another one.
See, right now, Houston Baptist is putting so much emphasis upon guarding Roberts. That's why Branch is getting wide open.
Arthur lost it in the pen, and Roberts takes it away.
Matthew in transition, slows it down.
Right now, if you're Houston Baptist, you got to find Branch. You can't go double team. The kid's made 4 3 balls. You've got to take a look at her.
Arthur on Branch here. 9 to shoot. Matthew gives it a try. Roberts, offensive board.
Victoria Pena, her first action. The junior from Edinburgh, Texas, puts the Lady Jacks up 4.
That's on offensive rebounding right there. Stephen F. did it on offensive rebound. You got to tighten up if you're Stephen F. defensively.
Roberts knocked the ball away, but it's off of Neal out of bounds. A 10-4 Lady Jack run. Benny squad refueled just enough for this stretch run. Third game in 3 days. Lady Jacks, their first game of the tournament. Branch off the mark there, and Strickland chases the rebound down.
Strickland just plays so hard every game. You'll see great ball above a little zone. You're going to see them try to trap it. They're going to be guarding Jefferson from anywhere now. He's not going to get another open look.
Jefferson 25 from long range. Rebound to McGarrigan. Got fouled.
McGarrigan has just had some great efforts in this game. Did she have 20 rebounds in a game? You know how hard it is to get 20. Some people don't get 20 rebounds in a month, but less in a game. I know not in a week.
McGarrigan today, 6 points due to foul trouble. Double figures her last 5 coming in. 84% from the line, and this is the first.
Go figure. You're shooting at that point. But this game right now is going to come right down to it. You don't see the results of HBU playing 3 games here in 3 days. They don't care. They got all summer to sleep and rest up. You don't get a chance to win your conference tournament once a year, and that's in a 4-day period. Play ball.
Both regular season meetings between these two teams, awfully competitive, but I can't imagine the energy level has been like this.
As Arthur intercepts the pass from Pena. Deficit down to 1.
Arthur's just doing it all. Her and Jefferson, if you've ever seen 2 kids just inspire a team and a fan base, these 2 kids are doing it now.
Henderson remains on the bench with 4 fouls for SFA.
Listen, Stephen F's trying to get the ball in, but you've got to be able to get it to Roberts.
Pena off the mark. On the break, Neal for the lead. And 1.
That's a kid that's 5'10", been used to playing the 4-hole, hits the ball, goes coast to coast, dribbles with her left hand, finishes it, and draws a free throw. What an outstanding play by Neal at that time.
Junior from San Antonio, Texas. Quiet today until that layup. This free throw will match HBU's lead, biggest lead, if Neal can connect. 70-68.
I thought you was going to jinx her there for a minute, but what a basketball game. If you can't enjoy this, you can't enjoy basketball.
And you don't see this often from these two teams. Such high scores. Ross will go to the line to try to tie things up.
Here's what it looks like HBU's done in the second half. I think Coach Finney's made an adjustment defensively, and I think it's a great adjustment. Somebody from Stephen F's going to beat me, but I guarantee you it ain't going to be Portia Roberts. She ain't letting her get the touches. Every time she has one in front of her, one behind her. Ross, you're going to have to take this team over. You need to get Henderson back in the game pretty quick. I've always thought this. When you got 4 fouls, you go by the score. Whether you return or not is when the score, as long as you can hang around within 2, I'd leave Henderson right there. With 3 minutes to go, I'd put her in the game. I don't care what the score was.
12 for Ross. Tied up 70-all, under 6 minutes left. Our first Southland Conference Tournament women's semifinal.
Now they're going to come out and run a little half-court trap, but HBU's just solved it all. I'll tell you how they solved the trap by going high-low.
Neal lost it. Roberts pokes it away, but Powell saves it to Jefferson. Somehow got the roll over the outstretched arms of Roberts. Season high 27 for the senior.
I think Jefferson could close her eyes. It's Henderson time. I think you're down. When you get down 2 after that play, you got to bring Henderson back in.
On the drive, Powell off the mark. Here comes HBU again. They can take their biggest lead with a bucket.
Neal challenges Roberts, too long. Alexander there for the Lady Jacks.
I didn't think that was a good shot. I thought Neal ought to give the basketball up to Jefferson. She's the one that's making it happen. You got to remember who your captain is, who your quarterback is.
Matthew, Strickland the board. Henderson will come in for SFA at the next whistle.
See, I like Jefferson handling the ball. I don't care what the situation is. Less than a layup. Her decision-making has been outstanding. They're trying to trap her. They can't. Jefferson, I just go to brag it on you, and you turn the ball over, trying to make an impossible pass. But at this time, Stephen F., you got to take advantage of these situations.
Both teams, 4 timeouts left. Possession arrow points SFA's way. Ross on the drive. Will go to the line again with a chance to tie.
Ross has been able to, right now, she's carrying Stephen F. with what she's doing with her. Everything she's doing, for everything that Jefferson's doing for her team, Ross is doing for Stephen F. Right now, she's been able to make free throws. She's going to be able to, she's got to knock them down at crunch time.
First Husky with 4 fouls is Rachel Arthur, who has 18 points today.
I'm not, that's a tough foul right there. I think you leave Arthur in. You're just going to play, let it rock and roll. Let it go.
It's Neal coming out. You get your wish, Coach. Arthur will stay in with 4 fouls for HBU.
Some players, you just got to know your players. When I had Tina Thompson, I'd let her stay. You had 6 fouls in the WNBA with 14 minutes to go. The biggest gamble ever made in coaching. I left her in against Lisa Lester, and we won the game. Now, if we hadn't won it, everybody would have put us out, including Hawaii.
Cifola got the ball tipped. Here comes Ross. And now we'll go to the line with a chance to get the Lady Jacks the lead. With Portia Roberts quiet in the second half with just 4 points. Taylor Ross has stepped her game up 8, or rather 14 points this half, but many coming from the free throw line in the last few minutes. 14 points for the game, rather.
That's it. You look at it, Ross is just stepping up. She was 2 for 5, and then she's hit her last 3 or 4, but she's going to have to be able to knock them down. I love the substituting that Coach Finney's doing right now. Late in the game, she's taking out all of her starters and letting them sit, not all of them, but most of them, about 30 seconds at a time. Neal comes back in because she needs Neal's rebound.
Ross missed them both. Still tied up, under 4 minutes to go. 8 versus 1 in the semifinal.
With 4 minutes to go, a tied-up game, 72 all.
Arthur, or rather, it was Arthur who got tripped, and it's enough for the foul to be called. 1-and-1 coming. 7th SFA team foul. Will the top seed Lady Jacks prevail, or will Cinderella hang around?
This right now is Arthur, who is a 55% shooter, is on the line for 1+1. 3 days, 3 games. Right now, if you're HBU, no factor. I promise you that. When you get down to the 346 mark, their legs is just as good as Stephen F. It's just who's going to make a play right down here at the end of the game.
Rachel Arthur now with 20. Taylor Jefferson with 27. Portia Roberts with 18, but just 2 in the second half of the Southland Conference Player of the Year.
I think maybe they got to step Roberts away from the basket. I don't practice with them every day, but they've got to find something to do to get her some shots.
Ross got the ball knocked away and off her shoulder out of bounds.
They're going to take Arthur out now she's going to get a little breather. She's going to set out about 30 seconds. They've been doing it with each player, about 30 seconds at a time. Going to bring her back in to the little half-court trap. You can't trap HBU. They're too quick. They're too smart. Every time you trap them, they just dribble back out. That's what you do against a trap.
HBU's 2 wins in this tournament by a total of 3 points. Tied up with 3:13 to go. McGarrigan, 4-point lead. It's the biggest for HBU in this game.
Huskies shooting over 60%. SFA without a field goal in 5 minutes. They find Roberts, who'll go to the line.
See, I think you got to be patient. You got to run almost the shot clock out. That's your best bet. If you're Stephen F., you got to go there. She shoots 74%. Hope she can get a call. But for Stephen F. to win this game, they're going to step it up defensively right now. They're giving up too many points, 76 points. They don't give up those kind of points.
McGarrigan just picked up her 4th foul. Portia Roberts, 74% from the line this season. No, it is nerve-wracking time for the Lady Jack faithful.
McGarrigan, Arthur both have 4 fouls. That's a problem for HBU. They cannot lose either player. I think Stephen F. now is going to go back to man. They got to just settle down, play man, and play it tough.
Twelve to shoot. Jefferson. SFA can tie with a 2.
If Jefferson makes that shot, that might have been a victory right there for HBU because they're playing so tough.
Here's Ross. McGarrigan with 4 fouls covers. Matthew. A foul on the floor will be on HBU. It'll be a 1-and-1 coming for Portia Roberts.
The Otters go come back into the game now. Coach is giving each player a little break. Gonna bring them back in. But you cannot foul if you're HBU away from the basket, giving Roberts a 1+1 and an opportunity to tie the game.
Siegela's 2nd foul. Front end up. Roberts 5 of 5 from the line today. 21 points, 8 boards, 4 steals. A chance to tie. 76 all, 2:07 left. Timeout, SFA. You talk about how adrenaline pushes you through. Dan Chancellor, 76 all for a chance to go to the championship game tomorrow. Arthur and McGarrigan on the floor for HBU with 4 fouls. Henderson with 4 fouls for SFA. Arthur slipped, foul called.
With 9 seconds on the shot clock, you played great defense for 20 seconds. Then you're going to take it. You got to back up. All you got to do there is run away from the player. Don't get that close. You're going to say, well, Coach, I didn't foul. That's what you're saying to your coach. Well, if you don't get close enough, you ain't got to worry about a call.
Arthur 6 of 7 from the line, but as you see coming in this season, 56% from the stripe. 20 points today, just 5 shy of her career high.
You got to do it. You've got to keep Neal off of this board and Strickland because they do a great job. They're very, very quick. If Arthur misses this, they're going to do a nice job of rebounding the basketball because they do a little ball fake inside, turn and go outside.
1-and-1. Alexander chases down the rebound.
Now, if you're Stephen F., I still think, and I want to keep repeating myself, you've got to be Ross, you've got to be smart. It's Roberts' time. I don't care who else has the ball.
Roberts posting up. Neal trying to front her. Ross instead drives and the pass to Matthew out of bounds.
See, where are you going if you drive baseline? That's what I don't understand. There's nowhere to go. Take the ball back out. So you see Ross drive baseline, throw it away. I think Roberts had, she had those fouls. I wasn't watching the game.
You think the hand will be in number 5 for SFA before this one is done. McGarrigan finds Strickland. HBU leads just over a minute to go.
What a play by Coach Finney. She ran a little special play, acting like she's going to ball screen and take Strickland and posted her up against the smaller guard.
Ross got a block by Neal. Arthur. Henderson chases. The lead is 4. 45 seconds remain. Timeout, Lady Jacks.
This is the most unbelievable basketball game I've seen in the last 10 or 12 years as you see Ross go to the
Corpus Christi, and perhaps 41 seconds away from a victory over the top seed Lady Jacks to get to the championship game. Henderson cuts the deficit to 1.
You cannot, with a 4-point lead, you can't leave the best three-point shooter in the Southland Conference wide open.
McGarrigan, 84% coming in. Taylor Jefferson, 83%.
I wouldn't foul her.
Now, a foul before the inbounds pass, and they call it. 1-and-1 coming, and Monet Neal's going to go to the line, 55%.
See, this is college basketball. You can do this. You couldn't do this in the pros. They'd be 2 free throws and the ball out of bounds. Or 1 free throw and the ball out of bounds. Right now, you can pick who you want to foul. You've got Neal on the line. You got to step up and be ready.
One more coming.
Neal says, I'm going to teach you to foul me. I'll make it. If I was going to take that kind of foul, I still might have fouled Arthur. But that's all. Neither one of them shooting free throws well. Both of them shooting about 56%. But you still, the reason you foul, David, now you still are only going to be down 3 if she makes it.
She got them both. 9 for Neal, the 2 biggest points of her career.
Does SFA go for the tie?
I think you get a quick 2 if you can. If you can't, you got to take a 3.
For the tie here. Matthew off the mark. Got her own rebound. Down to 1. Lady Jacks use their final timeout.
All the free throws by Neal, big time. If she doesn't make it, now who you going to? I'm Neal. I'm saying, Coach, I just made 2. Why are you going to take me out?
And Arthur runs away from where McGarrigan was standing with the basketball, but McGarrigan calls timeout. HBU will still have 2 left.
Yes, and that's a smart timeout. What Stephen F. did, they changed strategy. Instead of letting, just trying to screen away and run Arthur out, right now Stephen F. just going to double anything.
It's Sivola, who has not played much today. The sophomore from Helsinki, Finland, gets fouled. 75% from the stripe. These will be her first attempts of the afternoon.
Pretty tough to step to the line. You have not played a lot.
2 shots.
You're not shot a lot. Now, 2 shots is the world of difference. I want to say 1 plus 1, a lot of pressure. When you got 2 shots, I don't think there's near as much pressure. She didn't act like she hadn't played all day.
Remember, SFA out of timeouts. They need a 3 to tie.
They don't have time to dribble, penetrate, and try to score. They have got to take and make a shot. They've got to go for the 3 ball. Take it away, Dave.
Branch, Ross, Henderson. They can all shoot the 3-point jumper. Here we go. 10 seconds remaining. Ross stepped on the baseline. Turnover.
I'm going to say this. It looks like right now one of the most improbable.
He's just their 2nd year in the Southland Conference. The all-important inbounds pass. They find Sivola. She makes 1 of 2. It's probably over.
Yes, but I saw the Cleveland Cavaliers Thursday night beat the San Antonio Spurs because a great free throw shooter that couldn't make 2 free throws. And a 3 ball came in at the end. But if she makes 1, it's basically over with.
She just made 2 a moment ago. The improbable.
I would have thought it might have been impossible.
The 8 seed, Houston Baptist Huskies, and the Lady Jacks. The dejection as
entered the bench now. Who expected this? 10 for Seevala. 4 big free throws down the stretch. Inbound pass stolen and a foul.
Can I tell you something, David? When you're coaching right now, I'm going to give you a coach's. You got a 5-point lead that nobody gave you a chance to win, and you think you've got it won. This is the greatest feeling in coaching. I'll tell you that right now. If you're a player, you're just so happy. You're saying, hey, I told you we could do this.
60% from the floor for HBU. This is the most points they've scored in a Southland game all season. And a free throw gives Taylor Jefferson a career high.
Well, if she's not the player of the year, there's something wrong with us at ESPN3. I'll tell you that right now.
Matthew. Put the glass slippers on Rushwater. HBU will be wearing them to the NCAA tournament with the win tomorrow in the title game.